Council, it's Mark Saxon. I am not only your Scout executive, but I am also a volunteer with PAC 630 in Essex Junction, where my daughter is participating as one of our wolves. And today I am here to show you a little bit of a walkthrough on something that many of us are going through right now, which is the unit renewal process. And so if you have a unit that needs to complete its unit renewal, the good news is that you should be able to do so in a shorter period of time than we'll discuss it today. But the first thing to know is that all roster management and unit renewals take place in My.Scouting. So you're going to want to start the process navigating there. Don't navigate to Scoutbook or other tools that you might be familiar with, but My.Scouting. And once you've logged in, any member of the Key 3 will be able to go through this process. And depending on what might be going on with your unit, you should be able to complete this within 5 or 6 minutes. So as you arrive in My.Scouting, you can see that there are some job aids here. Today we're going to be going through the unit renewal. This is what should be completed first. We want to make sure that this can happen. And then, secondly, we want to help continue to follow up with any individuals who may need to renew their individual memberships. If the unit lapses, it will make the unit renewal process much more challenging, and some of the tools in Scouting and Scoutbook will stop being available for you. So it's critical that we renew the unit first and get everybody in the boat second. So we're going to move right over here after logging in to our organization manager tools. We want to make sure that we're selecting the unit that we are working on to process the renewal. I'm going to select PAC 630. We're going to come right on down here to our organization manager tool set. So you can see, hopefully you're familiar with this. We have all of the familiar tools here. This is where you're also managing your roster on a year-in and year-round basis. And that's a place where even in Position Manager, you can make some changes to your adult leadership and functional roles on a year-round basis, not just during the recharter process. So today we're going to start on the Unit Renewal tab here. And our folks have done a good job of already going through and renewing their safeguarding youth training. That would be something that could potentially hold your unit up. And I want to just pivot for a second and show our sister troop. They're still going through this process, folks, so let's not worry about it too much. But if we do have any errors, they would show up here beneath your charter renewal screen. Okay, so this validation check is going to run. You're going to see this big red error. This would be something that is indicative that it needs your attention before the unit renewal can be processed. This particular error relates to the number of leadership positions that are currently represented. So it looks like we need to get some people onto the roster. Maybe they've had some folks that have dropped out or some folks that have not been assigned yet. That can all be done before the unit expires using the unit's online registration process and being approved by the charter organization representative. But very commonly, you may have one or two folks who are still in the process of renewing their safeguarding youth training. And those folks would need to take that before you can proceed in this process. Otherwise, you can navigate over to your roster, and you can actually use a filter here to find members that are eligible to renew, adult members, and John Goodwin. He's a great AOL leader for us, but if for some reason John was traveling, he was away, he just wasn't going to be able to complete his safeguarding youth training and it had expired, we can use this icon here. It looks like the Ghostbuster symbol, and we can opt him out of the renewal, at least on a temporary basis. Okay, this can be adjusted. If you need help with that, we can opt people back in here at the council office. But for the time being, everybody on our unit is good. If we needed to cross somebody off, or if we know someone is definitely not going to be renewing with us, maybe they left and moved out of town this summer, we want to opt them out of this renewal, because until we do, they could potentially be an obstacle here that would prevent us from renewing. So that's the simple fix. We do have a caution here. One of our leaders, Alex, he is showing up as not having renewed his position yet. You notice though that this isn't stopping us from processing the renewal, and that's because we have sufficient leaders required in all of the positions, and so we meet the minimum, and that's all the screen is going to care for. So if you do have a need or feel like this would be a good time to adjust your roster, you can use this edit position functionality here, and you can slide people around into the appropriate positions. Otherwise, those changes can be made throughout the year using your position manager tool, and your COR or charter organization representative or their delegate can make those changes for you overnight without the need for an additional application. Everything looks good here. I'm going to go ahead and sign my name. And I'm going to select move on to the unit pin review. I'm not going to select this pay at the council option, and we'll talk about that in a second. That's really not a recommended practice because a lot of things can happen after you select that button. And right now we can see that we're in the bubble. And so when we are in the bubble and all is good, there are no error messages, we want to finish this and we want to run through that tape so that we don't have any problems and we can hang this picture. So we've moved on now to the update the pin section, and you can see here who is listed on our beascout.org. We are obviously available and we are accepting new families, as every unit should be. We've got the contact information here. We have the opportunity to tidy up our website, additional information that may be listed about our unit, make these changes that may apply. And importantly, you can also see what this looks like represented here in real time. Okay, so this is what our public face to the world looks like. Everything looks good. We're going to continue on to the renewal. All right, so here we are. We have our $100 total charter renewal fee. That's all we're paying today. Notice we are not adding each of our members into our cart. We don't have to worry about that. Some of them, many of them in our unit have already taken action to renew that. Others may still be working through that process. And even if they lapse or drop, we can always welcome them right back in through our online registration link. They'll log in, and once they've completed that renewal, or once they've completed that application, they will appear overnight once again on our roster. So everything looks good. We have a payment method that's saved here just for the ease of this presentation. If not, and you need to add a new payment method, you can certainly do that here, and you can make that payment. We're going to use the card we have on file, and hope that I haven't spent too much at the Scout Shop. Now I'm starting to get nervous. There we go. And that's it.
Hooray!
Our payment has been processed. Check back later to see the status of your renewal. That's it. That's all there is to it. This is sort of the final part of the process. So if you weren't like me trying to explain it to everybody, if you came in and you saw that everything was good to go and there were no red error messages, if you have a payment source on file and you've been keeping up your roster and your beascout.org profile, it should take you really less than 5 minutes, probably less than 2 minutes, even doing this from a smartphone or tablet. So happy charter renewal season, everybody. I hope this video has been formative for you. It's so easy a Scout executive can do it.